half was forgettable. And we were just saying, anybody from Tuam or Moycullen that would have stayed on to see what the intermediate was like, they were long gone by half time. We had a crowd of 3,000 there in Pearse Stadium, which was a good turnout on a Sunday afternoon. But if they did hang about anybody for the second half, my God, you saw one of the best half an hours of football I think in Galway this year at any level. Talk about a difference between two halves. So the story of the game, obviously Oughterard and Micheál Brannachs had both qualified for senior football. So we asked the question legitimately in the first half, was this taking away from the real cut and thrust of this intermediate final, when at half time Brannachs led 5 points to 3, having played into the breeze? And we didn't really see anything like the intensity and the impetus shown by Oughterard and their demolition job on Dunmore in the semi-final, which got them promotion to senior. Likewise, Brannachs only relegated after being in senior since 2004 when they won the league title on that occasion. We wondered, would they have the hunger now that they're back up senior after 12 months to go and try and win the championship for the first time, having lost last year to Unspeedale in that never to be forgotten final. And Oughterard, after getting the opening point from Paul Walsh, then went to sleep, and it was Micheál Brannachs who took over. They kicked the next 4 points from Mike O'Conneilla, Rona McDonagh, Liam McDonagh and Fia Cobera. So by 20 minutes, Brannachs were 4-1 up, and there was no sign of Oughterard coming out of their shell. Enda Tierney landed a free from 45 metres. Niall Lee, who was very good throughout, got his first point from play to cut it back to 4-3. They missed a couple of good opportunities towards the end of the half to level it up, including a couple of frees that were poorly missed to the right-hand side and wide. And then Liam McDonagh scored with the last point in injury time in the first half, and Brannachs going in 5-3 up, we thought it was quite comfortable. We'd no reason to change our opinion, Jerry, at the start of the second half, with Sean Denver, who would go on to be man of the match and score 4 points, all from play in that second half, made it 6-3, and we thought, well, this is now going to grind to an inevitable conclusion. But then Oughterard sprang to life, and they got 3 points in a row to level the match at 6-all. Matthew Tierney, Paul Walsh and Ronan Malloy. And now we're into a boxing match. Back at you come Brannachs. They got their 3 in a row, including 2 from Denver. 9-6. Back come Oughterard. They weren't taking it lying down, and they landed 3 in a row. Matthew Tierney, Brian Lambert and Ryan Monaghan with three terrific points. So by the 13th minute mark in the second half, it was 9-all, and suddenly our interest levels had really perked up. 9-all became 10-all after Ruan O'Curran and Paul Welsh swapped brilliant points. 10-all became 11-all when Ruan O'Curran and Ryan Monaghan swapped brilliant points. Now we've 10 minutes to go, and we're really on the edge of our seats. Sean Denver and Enda Tierney swap points. It was really blow for blow, level for the 6th time at 12-all. Then it became 13-all. Ruan O'Curran and Ronan Malloy swapping points. Malloy for the 2nd time in the game, soloing up from centre back to punch the ball over the bar in what was a brilliant individual performance. Now we're into 4 minutes to go, 13 points apiece, and it's anyone's game. Ruan O'Curran lands a brilliant point from a free a minute into stoppage time to make it 14 points to 13, and that came after Oughterard missed the chance to go in front when Enda Tierney pulled a free badly wide. And then we kicked on to the most extraordinary injury time as we had into the 2nd minute of added time. Oughterard went in search of an equaliser. It was 14 points to 13 to Micheál Brannachs. Oughterard had just missed the chance to go in front and saw Brannachs snatch it from them. They had one last chance to level it up. They surged forward. The ball was kicked short into goalkeeper Ronan O'Biolan, who came out, soloed the ball too far in front of himself, but still got a touch on it. Looked like he was hit late, but there was no whistle from referee Tommy Flaherty, so the ball spilled to Niall Lee, punched it into Patrick Welch, who looked like he had contact made on him from behind just inside the square, and surely it was a penalty, but there was no decision made. The referee ran in to consult his umpires for what seemed like an age, and then he ran out and unthinkably decided he was going to hop the ball on the 20-metre line. And we thought, well, it's either going to be a free in, a free out, a penalty, and most probably a decision for Oughterard to get the tap over point, which would have drawn the game. But he hopped the ball. Fionn O'Curran won the hop ball for Micheál Brannachs and looked like he had lifted the siege. Oughterard are going bananas that they haven't got a penalty to try and win the game, or at the very least draw it. But somehow Oughterard overturned the ball in their own half-back line and surged forward. And then there's the cheapest of cheap frees, a pull on the jersey on the 45-metre line, and a chance for Oughterard to level it. And then this happened. I have to wind the clock back 2 minutes, James Blake. What in the name of God has gone on that Oughterard are not at the very least level? There's a yellow card. That's probably the best yellow card in the history of the GAA, because he's after pulling back an Oughterard man 45 yards out from goal as they were going in search of the equaliser.
It's actually Matthew Tierney who's taking this free now. It's probably Suit, a right-footed kicker, but Indra's missed the last one. So now it's Matthew taking it. So, I mean, just for justice for Outrare, you'll hope he gets this one because they deserve a replay anyway.
Sport doesn't do justice, and it doesn't always work out. But I think everybody wants this to go over the bar as he strikes the ball high, and over the bar for the final score. You will see in Pearse Stadium or any stadium in 2019.